Hey guys, so in this video, I'll be showing you how to align a derailleur hanger without a derailleur hanger alignment tool. And all you'll need for this is an ideally light rear quick release wheel, which I'll explain why later. And I looked online and surprisingly, not many people know this. You know, derailleur hanger alignment tools are expensive, so I get it. We're always looking to save some money here and there. As the cheapest one I could find was about $30, and that was on AliExpress. And so today I'll show you how to align your derailleur hanger with a method that's almost just as good. So let's get into it. So I assume that you already know how a normal derailleur hanger alignment tool works. So basically all you need to do is unscrew your rear derailleur here, and then screw the derailleur hanger alignment tool in. And an arm would extend out and go to your rim, and you'd basically just bend your derailleur using the arm to make it line up with your rim here. And so basically we're going to be doing a very similar thing with the wheel, as if you look at a rear wheel quick release axle, it actually has the same thread and design and length as a derailleur hanger alignment tool. So if you just unscrew your quick release axle here, you'll be able to see that the axle of the wheel here, right here, would be able to slot into where your rear derailleur would go. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we'll just start by removing the rear derailleur. Now I'm missing a chain as I'm in the middle of upgrading my bike, but the process will be exactly the same. So you're just gonna wanna remove the rear derailleur and just let it hang. Alright, and as you can see, the hole in which we're going to thread the wheel is open, and basically you're just going to want to thread the wheel in the same way that you would with a derailleur hanger alignment tool. Alright, so I've ran into an issue here which you might also encounter, and so basically when I try to put the wheel on, this little piece from the quick release axle on my rear wheel is kind of blocking me from threading this wheel in. And so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove it. And that shouldn't affect anything. You could just leave it there for now. Basically I just took the cap off, and you could go ahead with threading your wheel. Now another thing to watch out for is that if the wheel you're using to align your derailleur hanger is bigger than the actual wheel itself, you might want to put like some sort of like board underneath or some sort of piece of wood underneath to prop this wheel up, so that this can have clearance to just dangle there by the derailleur hanger. And so all we're going to do is just thread the wheel in, and we're going to be very careful as we don't want to cross thread this. Alright, so I got it threaded in. As you can see, it can kind of rotate. Now the key here is that I actually had to rotate the wheel around because it didn't really want to go on through this way, and so that's fine. Whichever way is fine. It really shouldn't take a lot of force to put in. You should just be able to turn this axle here, and it should just thread in by hand. You don't need to use any kind of tools, as like I said, you risk cross threading the hanger. Alright, so once we're at this stage, basically, what we want to do is just start truing the wheel. Alright, so I've zoomed out, and basically, we could just start truing the wheels. And so all you need to do now is you could just take a ruler and just basically measure the distance between these two areas, these two wheels, and just see if there are any discrepancies. And if there are, all you need to do is bend this wheel towards this wheel or away from it, you know, to again keep them aligned. And another thing to watch out for, which I alluded to at the start of the video, is that basically this is the reason why you'd want a lighter wheel, because if you look right here at the derailleur hanger, see that under the weight of this wheel, the derailleur hanger is kind of bending down and inwards this way, and so it isn't as straight as you'd want it to be once you're done truing the wheel. So just keep that in mind, that this wheel will basically weigh down on the derailleur hanger and kind of warp it that way. And so, as you can see, if I kind of lift this wheel up here, you can see kind of that this derailleur hanger kind of moves outwards that way. And so just something to keep in mind. If you want to reduce the weight on this wheel, you could maybe taking off the tires, taking off the inner tube, maybe using like a road bike rear wheel. That'd be ideal for this. And so that basically take the weight off this, and you get a much more accurate measurement here. But this will do for now. And just as a side note as well, you should also be careful if you don't have a bike stand like I do. Don't do this with your bike upside down, because that could also lead to this derailleur hanger alignment wheel to kind of like weigh down on the derailleur hanger and kind of warp it a bit. And that just doesn't make it as straight as you'd want it to be. And so once you're done measuring the wheel and taking that into consideration, you could just take the same precautions and unscrew your wheel from your derailleur hanger. Now again, try to be careful when you're unscrewing your alignment wheel from the derailleur hanger, and your hand should just be enough to remove the rear wheel. You don't need any kind of tools to remove it. If you do, then you might have just cross-threaded your derailleur hanger, which is bad. Alright, and as you can see, the derailleur hanger should be a lot straighter than before if you made the necessary adjustments. And once you're done, just if you took off this little piece like I did, then you could just reattach it and you should be good to go. And after you're done with that, all you gotta do is just reattach your rear derailleur, and hopefully you'll see good improvements in your shifting performance. Now, I'll admit that there are some limitations to this method of aligning your rear derailleur, as the dedicated tool will always be better. And so, like I mentioned, with the rear wheel kind of weighing down on the derailleur hanger and kind of giving inaccurate measurements, and because of that, I only really recommend this method for bikes of 8 speeds and below, as the more number of gears a bike has, the more precision is required out of a derailleur hanger. If it's even just slightly off, that could really affect the shifting performance. And so 8 speeds and below, I'd recommend it. Otherwise, I just suggest you buy a dedicated derailleur hanger alignment tool. But anyways, I really hope that this video helped. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and yeah, have a good day.